Hurry up, do more, achieve faster, answer that email, jump to the next meeting, smash that to-do list. We've all felt it, right? This relentless, crushing pressure of modern life. This frantic sprinting towards some imaginary finish line where we'll, finally be allowed to be happy. But what if the very way we're rushing through our days is actually blinding us to our own lives? Well, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're going to completely flip that modern hustle on its head. We're diving into a profound, incredibly actionable concept straight from Japanese culture. We're calling it the Sakura philosophy, and we're going to use it as a literal blueprint to completely rewire your daily habits.
Section 1. The Sakura Philosophy, Perception of Time.
Our narrator Hiroto realized a really harsh truth about human nature. We live our days as if we have an endless supply of tomorrows. Think about it. We constantly postpone our own happiness. We waste entire, unrecoverable days doing things we honestly do not care about. And why? Well, because we operate under this massive, unspoken assumption that we can just fix it later. We assume our supply of tomorrows is infinite. It's comforting, sure, but nature has a totally different and frankly much more urgent lesson for us.
10 to 14 days. I want you to really slow down here and just sit with that time frame. 10 to 14 days. Every spring in Japan, the cherry blossoms, the sakura, bloom, but they only last for about 10 to 14 days. Honestly, sometimes even less than that. A single strong gust of wind or one heavy early spring rain can literally sweep through and strip every single petal away in just one night. A beautiful life, as the sakura show us, isn't one that just lasts forever. It's one that blooms fully, completely, right now, before the wind takes it away.
And this fleeting reality, it's the whole foundation of a really beautiful cultural practice called hanami. When the sakura open, the entire country of Japan essentially hits the pause button. People gather under these trees, they lay out blankets, share food, pour tea, and just share life together. But here's the crucial part. Hanami isn't just a picnic. It's about awareness. Everyone sitting under those branches knows, absolutely for a fact, that this moment will not last. And precisely because they know those petals are already falling, they pay attention. It creates this profound, grounded stillness. They soak in the beauty entirely because of its fragility. I mean, if cherry blossoms stayed on the trees all year round, no one would ever stop to look at them.
Section 2. The Illusion of Endless Time. Rushing versus Presence.
When he was younger, Hiroto was completely trapped inside this illusion of endless time. He lived as if his clock was totally unlimited. He wasted years, actual years, on things he didn't care about, staying in situations that made him miserable, always promising himself he'd figure it out later. He bowed to that constant, heavy pressure to do everything faster, to achieve more, while consistently pushing off what he actually wanted out of life. And the emotional toll of that kind of rushing, it's completely exhausting. It leaves us perpetually anxious. But then, on the flip side, you have the reality, embracing finite time. Truly accepting that our time is strictly limited is actually the ultimate key to finding deep stillness, profound relief, and honestly, true liberation. Section 3, a final lesson, Grandfather Dyke.
So how do we actually cross over from that illusion into reality? Usually, it takes a massive shock to this system. For Hiroto, the reality of time hit like a freight train when his grandfather, Dyke, passed away. The transition was just so incredibly fast. It was jarring. One season, his grandfather was sitting with him right there in his garden, pouring tea, sharing stories, and then, the very next season, that exact chair was just completely empty. His grandfather's sudden absence was quite literally like a sakura petal, beautifully present one moment and just falling from the branch the next.
After he passed, Hiroto found an old journal entry that his grandfather had written during his very last spring. It read, "Hiroto, the real tragedy of life is how many of our years we waste. The sakura never worries about tomorrow's wind, it simply blooms with everything it has today." Finding those words carried massive emotional weight. It wasn't just a nice bit of poetry for him. It was a profound, life-altering wake-up call that sparked a complete and total shift in the entire direction of Hiroto's life.
Let's pivot aggressively right into Section 4, Building a Routine. Sakura, Daily Habits.
How do we take this profound, poetic realization and actually turn it into concrete daily habits? Well, first off, we have to clear up a major misconception. Spending your life wisely does not equal hyper-productivity. Once you truly accept that your time is finite, the goal isn't to suddenly cram every single second with manic achievements. No, applying the Sakura philosophy means being completely, entirely present for the moments you already have. It means an ordinary Tuesday afternoon actually feels meaningful because you're in it, not just rushing through it to get to Wednesday. It makes a warm cup of tea feel infinitely richer. It makes a normal conversation feel remarkably deeper.
The real key here is making deliberate habit shifts. To reclaim his life, Hiroto stopped saving his best living for some imaginary future day. He made hard, actionable choices. He actively walked away from commitments that just totally drained him. He started carving out dedicated hours for things that actually made him feel alive, like his writing. He baked quiet, early morning walks through Nagoya right into his daily routine. And he made it a non-negotiable priority to regularly visit the people he loved. He forgave people. He moved forward. These aren't impossible life-upending overhauls, you guys. They are deliberate, mindful shifts in your daily routine that you can literally start applying today.
Section 5. Morning Reflection. Our daily anchor.
To actually maintain these new habits, you need a trigger. You need a daily psychological anchor. Every single morning, Hiroto started asking himself this exact question. If the petals are falling right now, is this how I want to spend today? I really want you to internalize this. Ask yourself this when you wake up tomorrow. And here is the golden rule. Whenever the answer is no, you must actively change something about your day. Step away from that draining commitment. Make time for that walk. Pick up the phone and call someone you love. Use this prompt to actively, aggressively course-correct your daily habits. Because let's face the ultimate truth here. The petals have been falling since the very day you were born. Your time is finite. But listen, this realization shouldn't cause you anxiety. It shouldn't drag you down. In fact, it is the exact specific mechanism that makes every single moment of your life incredibly precious. Time is quite literally the only thing you truly own. You don't need more time. You just need to wake up to the nature of the time you already have.
Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. The petals are already falling, my friends. The wind is coming, eventually, for absolutely all of us. You don't need to wait for a tragic wake-up call or an empty chair in the garden to start living. Stop waiting for an endless supply of tomorrows. Hold absolutely nothing back, right where you are. So I will leave you with this one final provocative question to carry with you. The petals are already falling. How will you bloom completely today?